recorded, drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always bored.
Day 58 today, welcome. Oh my gosh, we've only got 2 days to go. Don't know about you, but I'm gonna miss this consistent focus and attention on my intention. I'm actually going to do it once a year. The growth I've experienced is more than I can actually share in words. I'm a very different person to the person I was when I started this challenge. I've managed to consistently get balance back in my life. I've grown my business. My first target, in actual fact, was to triple my business, but that became too easy within the first few days, so we decided to quadruple it. And we're on track to do that by the end of August. So here's the thing, they are not the only benefits I've had. My relationship with Tiny is on a whole new level, and we've been madly in love for 21 years already, and it's got even better. My work is also so much clearer, and who I'll be working with. The opportunities that have come into my life, into my work, have been extraordinary. How has it been for you? I would love to know. I could literally go on for a couple of hours of the amazing things that's happened in my life since I embarked on this challenge. So I'd really love to hear how it has been for you, how it has transformed your life. But anyway, welcome to today. We still have a couple of days left. If you have enjoyed the challenge and you know of anybody who would really benefit from taking part in this, they can go back to the beginning. Please do share this and pay it forward. So today we'll be talking about, what does wealth mean to you? And I'm going to share with you 3 secrets to guaranteed wealth. Promise you. There will never be a more guaranteed way to build the most phenomenal wealth than what I'm going to share with you today. But first, what does wealth mean to you? Because so often we have a fantasy of what wealth is, and it's totally not at all related to our values and our purpose. Many people have an assumption that when we have 1 or 2 or 5 or however many millions, we'll be happy. But there is nothing more destructive than that, giving away our power to a fantasy. We need to get real. What is it that you would really love? Let's start getting financially empowered. Let's start there. Now imagine having a net worth that means that you are financially secure for 5 or 10 or 15 years, that no matter what, that if you made no more money for the next 5, 10, 15 years, you could sustain your current standard of living. What is that number? Now, I do this exercise with my clients in Attune to Fortune and Attune to Money programs, and every single time they are amazed at how little they actually need to be financially empowered. It's never in the millions. The first step is to get financially empowered, and from there, growing wealth to financial freedom is a cinch, and I mean that. It truly is a cinch. What is your unique financial freedom number? Every single person has a unique financial freedom number, and that number evolves over time as we grow our wealth. It's an important number to know. And then once you know that, what is the gap, and how are you going to fill the gap between where you are now and where you would love to be? And that is what I teach and essentially assist my clients with in Attune to Fortune. We create an exact and precise pathway to filling that gap. And it's easier than you think, because all we do is use their skills, their expertise, and their talents. And here's the kicker. It's way easier than you think, especially when you master what we're going to be speaking about tomorrow. So first, what is your number? That will give you financial empowerment. And over how many years? What is the number that you would love to achieve to give you financial empowerment, so if you never had to work again, but you know your requirements are met for the next 5 or 10 years? And when I work with clients, we aim to get their financial freedom number to cover them for 10 years plus in about 18 months or so. Now, sometimes it's less and sometimes it's more, but I honestly believe that we can do it in under 5 years. So what would your life be like financially empowered? How would your life look if you were financially empowered? What would your life look like? This is an important question. If you had enough financial resources to meet your needs for the next 10 or 20 years, or however many years that's right for you, where would you spend your day? How would you spend your day? Focusing on what you would love, filling your day inspiringly. What would that look like? And by living every day inspired, you continue to grow your wealth. Okay, that's not your ceiling. You continue to grow it. What does your ideal day look like? Most people do not stop and think about this. They just assume that everything will be fantastic when. But only you can make everything fantastic. Money won't. Wealth won't. They are just enablers, and we'll speak more about that over the next 2 days. We go to school, we get a college education, we secure a job, for our livelihood, oh God, for our livelihood, the word that I absolutely despise, and we get into debt and into a cycle of financial responsibilities rather than wealth building, only to retire. In of itself is a false construct. Retiring concept was only introduced to us in the US during the Industrial Revolution, which we've all jumped onto. So other than some discussion with maybe a career guidance teacher, we've never asked ourselves or been asked, what would we love to fill our days with? What would we love to be, do, and have? With the result that we become a leaf in the wind of life rather than the hurricane of our life. What will financial empowerment mean to you? What is your number? Now, I promise to share with you the 3 things guaranteed to bring you wealth. Are you ready for this? Not just wealth, but prosperity in all areas of life. Phenomenal fulfillment. And this is based on hundreds of case studies throughout time. And actually based on a book written by Hubert Howe Bancroft in 1895 called The Book of Wealth. There were only 400 or so copies ever printed, and at the time distributed to the wealthiest people of that time. So the copies of that book are almost priceless today. Now, I've managed to get excerpts of the book, but not the whole copy. So the number one is that the wealthiest individuals have in common throughout history is that they felt they were destined to serve a vast number of people. They felt their purpose was to be of vast service and to fill the needs of vast and growing numbers of people. And that is what I do when I teach people how to capitalize their challenges in my transformational process, which is the trilogy of transformation. Because we all have the skills, we all have the abilities to do this with the purpose we were given when we were born. And then life gives us the experiences that we require in order to be able to achieve this. That's what we do. That's how we are. The second is that they felt destined to live to the highest standard, the greatest life that they could, to raise above their narcissistic component and live absolutely extraordinary lives. And they found out that by doing so, what they actually did is they raised the overall standards of everyone in society to go and push further. That's leadership. And to reach out and do more with their life, they wanted to raise the standards because it incentivized and inspired people to do the same. It exemplified what is possible. And that is what leaders do. And we are leaders to the extent that we embrace the truth of who we are and the power we have spiritually. And also the material manifestation of that is fulfilling our heart and soul's desires. Is this all coming together now? The third is that in connection to money, they transcended the conventional ideas of morality as it relates to money. The labels of good or bad, or greed or fear, infatuation with or resentment of money. They didn't see money as a good or a bad thing. Okay, this is now going back over hundreds of case studies throughout time. They saw it as a measuring mechanism of service rendered and rewards received. In other words, an energetic exchange in fair exchange. Everything on this planet not only has a monetary price tag, but it also has an energetic price tag. And the wealthiest people who have served millions and billions of people understand this. And these 3 things that have been synthesized from the Book of Wealth are the 3 guaranteed ingredients to building vast wealth. Most people, though, not only do they have limiting labels attached to money, which hinders their ability to grow wealth. They also think about money in terms of spending money rather than building wealth or using it to make more wealth and serve an ever greater number of people. And that's not just about giving money away. This is about using your resources emotionally, financially, intellectually, socially to solve ever greater challenges in society, making the lives of others more fulfilled and enriched through service, and not spending the money for immediate gratification. They focus on getting, where you may focus on getting the latest must-have, trying to emulate the life of celebrities, the rich and the famous, rather than mastering wealth and service first. Okay, people who work for money are slaves to money. People who ensure that money works for them master money and wealth building. How will you be now going forward, having learned what you've learned not only today, but also in the past 57 days? And I'll catch you tomorrow. Love and gratitude. Bye-bye.